Manny, that's the blurriest image of Z right that you have ever put on the history of our thumbnails.
Marcus, if all honesty, I did not try at all this week.
Yeah, that looks like security footage.
Both sides. Because that picture, the trick image is blurry as hell too.
That is true. It's a little, yeah, it's a little bit. But I will say this: some racists will be out there saying, "Oh, we went full AEW this week, so Strickland's title and the KOT. AEW's winning." That's not what's happening here. Although one black man got a celebration, the other didn't.
Yeah.
Well, we wait. We gotta wait till next week. To be honest. To be fair.
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Strange time today, 1 hour ahead. I'm Lord Manny Hayes. He is
the alien is sick. Marcus, the grand finale, here for your entertainment. Shower me with your power of spirit so I can be healed of this demon monster. That's it. That's all I had to say. Donate to the show so I won't die.
I don't think it works like that.
What? Come on, that's the way it works. I see it all the time. Donate to the show or I won't die. I just get to the point.
Oh, we've also hit 250,000 subscribers.
Halfway of my goal of 500,000 subscribers, which sounds ridiculous. We will never get there.
Kind of random thought, but Osprey in a green jumpsuit reminded me of the Spirit Squad. No, that was the wrong type of green.
Yeah, it was a different green. I'm not gonna put that on that man. I wish him Nikki or Jimmy or Jackie or Henry or whatever else is out there.
Kenny, Mikey,
Mikey.
I can't remember the rest.
No. There was Nikki, Ronnie, Monty, Ricky, and Mike. I don't know. That might be new addition. That could be the elite.
The only news story we have is that Jimmy Uso is currently out with an injury, and that's about it. We will be talking about the NFL draft at some point because it's just gonna happen. But we'll try and save that for the end of the show.
It's the biggest event. It's the Royal Rumble for the NFL. Let's be honest. That's all it is, right? It's who's coming out next, who's going to get called, who's going to get snubbed, who's waiting in the room, what are the reactions going to be, who's going to be pissed off, what suits are they wearing? Because let me tell you this, people who watch the NFL draft, none of it matters.
Yeah, but Marcus, we're also wondering whose agent is P. Diddy.
Hopefully nobody wants the Diddy shake right now.
So let's just jump into AEW.
I'm taking Bo Callahan.
Nah, I'm taking the guy. Always that guy.
Chadwick Boseman.
I can't even remember his name. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman. Always that guy. I can't remember his name in the show.
I don't remember his movie name for that one.
Yeah.
I only know him as Chadwick Boseman and everything. Except for that time he played Jackie Robinson and James Brown, where he's clearly Jackie Robinson and James Brown.
So AEW opened up with earlier today with the Young Bucks and Okada walking in with Jack Perry, who is told by security he can't be there, but the Bucks go, "Hey, he's with us," and then he tells the security, "Hands off the merchandise."
So, Manny, you heard that? You heard that information?
That was that's one of the only things I was able to hear.
I heard none of that. We got none of it here in the States. And the fact that Tony keeps blaming TBS for this after this show aired, I watched the NBA and some hockey. Yes, hockey. The Kings are playing my favorite hockey team at the current moment.
Also, I need a group for Asians, blacks that actually follow hockey because I feel like that's the most whitest sport in the world.
Oh, it is. It is. It is. And they let everybody know it too. Naturally. This is ours. No, strike for audio. And TBS never has issues with it unless it's AEW. It has to be them. He can't keep blaming TBS for this bullshit. The audio was bad for about an hour, maybe? I didn't keep track of it personally.
It was bad all through the night. So it was bad every time they went backstage after this.
Yeah.
And that's
but
not.
I think it did get better. It got better at some points.
No. You can't blame TBS for that, because what they did was they left the house mic on whilst they went backstage, so you got the echo of hearing what was going on in front of you, and then you heard it being played to everyone at Daly's place.
Yes,
I'm
Manny,
pointing as if like Daly's place is over there.
It's right there, right in Manny's backyard. Manny, it's time to cut the accent. The jig is up. You've been exposed. You're not in London, England. You're in Florida. You're in Jacksonville, Florida. I knew I saw an alligator back there. I knew I seen one under your bed. But I would like to find out, how did this happen on a, at least once a month or so, that this happens with their audio. Like, even when we do production, and we're not the top brand in the world or anything, but we hear echoes. I merely call Manny out. Hey, there's something wrong with the audio. Manny would say something to me. There's something wrong with my audio. Eric, and it gets fixed. We go, oh, okay. And I know it's a big stage production and whatnot, but it feels like you would test stuff out to make sure and figure out this is what happens.
There's that, and then obviously when you do what we do, you can have bad quality video in terms of, like, do you know when our internet gets weak and then we're very pixelated and shit like that on screen,
and I move like this.
Yeah.
It's just jumping.
But it's okay, provided the audio is still good.
Yeah. And we're poor. You're the third biggest, as announced, third biggest promotion in the world. This should not be happening. Should not be.
Yeah, it should not.
So 2 strikes for that already.
No, I strike them out because it happened multiple times in the night. I strike them out because at one point you should have noticed it and then immediately corrected it. Do you know what I mean?
No. I understand. Yeah,
you should correct it.
Like with the sporting events, you've seen it. I'm sure it happened in a soccer match, and it happened in NBA stuff. Audio issues do happen. They go, oh, we're having technical difficulties. You'll hear something go silent, so bear with us. And then, like a second, see, they're messed up again, and then it's fixed. But they normally fix it within minutes.
Yeah. So then we go to the ring. Orange Cassidy is attacked by Trent.
Strike.
He asked for Chuck to make his decision. Trent says he's sorry he didn't do this sooner. He's sorry that they spent 5 years hugging this narcissistic prick. Orange Cassidy was meant to be their mascot, but instead he made them his lackeys. They did everything for him, and he gave him nothing. He tells Chuck Orange isn't their friend. Chuck said he thought Trent was always a piece of shit, and then hits him with a microphone. He goes on to say they won't clear him to fight in the ring, but he wants to fight him in the parking lot.
Didn't realize they were foreshadowing the microphone hit early in the show. I forgot about that. He did it with a microphone. Why am I giving this a strike, Manny? Here we go. I'm giving it 2 strikes.
And no one cares about Chuck.
Maybe 3. I'm giving them 3 strikes for this one segment by itself. Number 1, for 3 weeks in a row, I haven't done any research on this. I've been dying again. But I feel like for 3 weeks in a row, before the matches started, before the show started, the first match of the night, someone's being attacked in the back before we start in the match. I feel like, or whatever they were going to do, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Joe got attacked by Swerve, or it's Cassidy, and I think there's one other who I'm forgetting. But we done it 3 weeks in a row. Was it Willow?
Was last week.
Oh, yeah, Willow with the edge. Yeah. That's 3 weeks in a row. That's a strike. 2, we just had a really good pay-per-view. Maybe pay-per-view of the year with AEW Dynasty. The talking points. Bryan Danielson, Will Ospreay destroys expectations of whatever their match was. Right? 2, Swerve, first black champion of all times. Willow Nightingale winning TBS title. And even Chris Jericho, please retirement chance. We're the bigger story. We don't care about the best friends at this point. Give me something to sink my teeth in. Jack Perry's back. And he screwed FTR on the tag team titles. more important than this. Instead, we get this best friend segment that's about nothing, that is set up a match on Rampage, a show that nobody watches. Get this shit on the first segment. You give me Swerve in a victory speech 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and you say that, and I think you're right in the sense that this didn't need to be the opening segment. What needed probably to be the opening, well, not needed, but could have been the opening segment would be FDR airing their grievances about Jack Perry, and then it would add fuel to what happened later on in the night.
Yeah.
Then we move into Mox. He said things because I couldn't tell what the audio was saying.
All right. Also, I'm going to tally up every time I see a champion on this show. That's one. I mean, wait. We've had tag champions already. We've had Moxley. And
well, you had
the which one?
Okada with the Continental.
Oh, yes. And now we have TV title Kyle Fletcher and Swerve.
Yeah.
All these titles blended in together as one.
So we had the Eliminator match, as you just mentioned, Swerve versus Kyle Fletcher. That I thought was a pretty good match. They actually told a story of Swerve being fresh off his title defense and wanting to be a fighting champion, which I thought was good, but he should not be in the opening match.
Yeah, Manny, the reason I'm giving this a strike, and I don't know what number I'm on.
I don't know, but you seem to be going for a perfect game.
Right?
At the rate you're going, it seems like you're going for the entire team.
On the surface, I would say this was a good match.
Yeah.
On the surface, I like both guys. I like Swerve. But like you said, this should not be the opening match of the show. This should not be. There should be a bigger deal out of Swerve actually winning the title. There was no highlights of him winning the title for the pay-per-view. In fact, the only highlights I think we got from Dynasty was from the Danielson match, and I think showing Jericho hold up the FTW title, and maybe the Bucks retaining. Like, there was no reaction to it, to the first black champion. Like, I can't imagine WWE doing this to anybody. I believe everybody who won the title at WrestleMania was giving a segment in which they were able to talk right after, not just drawn into a random ass
and
match.
Then you also got, like, for the first week, well, it was all last week, wasn't it? That week of programming, all you got was WrestleMania highlight packages of what happened, who won this and that.
It was overkill.
You didn't watch it. Yeah, it was WWE go overboard with it, to be honest. But like AEW for one show, I feel like AEW for one show could have done something.
Yeah. Like you know, just an introduction. Like, he just came out basically. Sonata comes out, but why am I hearing from Jon Moxley, the IWGP, talking about I'm gonna be in the main event tonight? Why is the champion not in the main event tonight?
Yeah.
Why is he just blending in? He may as well have won the European title. That's what it felt like.
There was a Thunder Rosa segment, another segment that was covered with all the echo. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. It was like, let's move on. Audio problems.
I don't know how to say the second name of this lady. It's Mina versus Anna Jay. Mina from Stardom. I want to say Shirakawa, but that doesn't sound right.
That's 100% right. That was 100% right. Yes. Good job enunciating. Mina Shirakawa.
I mean, this was a decent match with a pinfall called the Glamorous Collection, which I thought, you know what, that's an interesting pin where you wrap them up so they literally can't kick out.
Yeah, should be used more. It's gonna be the thing learned in history. The new roll up. But you gotta be that.
And then Mina and Mariah tried to drink it up again, but Anna Jay chokes out Mariah May, and Toni Storm makes the save. Then Serena Deeb comes out, throws the shoes, and then talks to the camera, which you could barely hear what she was saying. Yeah. The entrance music was being played so loud. But I don't know who was on commentary. Maybe Taz said she made a promise that next time she touches that belt, she will be AEW Women's Champion.
That's bad. Taz is just reading from the script he has. Like, that's what she said. Because there's no way in fuck anybody heard what she said. Yeah. Because she was just talking. She came out there like a fucking ghost in her fucking cape. I haven't seen Serena Deeb in forever. Was like, woo!
Like a mummy. Like a mummy.
Yeah. Ooh. decided to sit her ass down because she's tired after that walk.
To be fair, do you know who I thought that was when they came out when she initially came out? I thought, why is Dawn Marie making a comeback?
Okay, you thought Dawn Marie, I thought Ivory. I was like, oh, they got Ivory. What year am I in? But it was a mess. They really had to fix the audio issue. It really did detriment to these women's segments. But the next segment did its own pain.
Well, yeah, the next segment's even worse.
Yes.
I like to call this a catfish segment. Can you tell where I'm going with this joke?
I think so, but we will see. Let's go ahead.
Mercedes Moné is the person you put on your profile, and Willow is what you get.
Oh, what?
So Willow goes through some like babyface dialogue, and then Mercedes interrupts and congratulates her, tells her to enjoy the celebration because at Double or Nothing she will be the new face and new TBS champion. And then Mercedes flips the script and goes and just asks her, "Are you that bitch that attacked me 2 weeks ago?" And then everyone just starts throwing blame around. Willow asks if she asks her if she intentionally injured her, if she thinks she intentionally injured her at New Japan, and Mercedes asking if she's blaming her for taking wrestling away for her an entire year. She tells Willow she doesn't even want to hear the truth. She just wants to feel better about it, better about what she did to her. Willow questioned if she could beat Mercedes at 100%. So the championship reign, the New Japan championship reign has an asterisk against it, but this title has no asterisk, and she wants Mercedes at 100% so she can show her that she can beat her. Mercedes says, enjoy that while you can, because at Double or Nothing, you know in your heart you can't beat me. And then Statlander grabs Mercedes and then slap and then pull apart in shoes.
Mild pull apart. I mean, Mercedes kind of walked away and danced away a little bit. The segment was terrible. I want to say that.
Awful.
Yeah, the way you were reading it made it sound better than what it was. The delivery from all parties was terrible. I thought
do you know what? I want to pause you there. I think Willow did better. I think Willow did better than the previous week, so I'm giving her some credit there.
Yeah, but it's been the same long, exhausting segment for the past 8 or whatever weeks she's been around. Willow, maybe you're evil. Ooh, you tried to kill me. Show me evidence that she tried to kill you intentionally. I want to see a bitch's Willow. I doubt it. I can't. I guess.
I want it to be Stokely that took Mercedes out. I really want it to be Stokely. Like a really petty move, which is like,
But it just seems like we just been doing the same segment every week for the past X amount of weeks, and it's not really growing anywhere. I don't know who I'm supposed to support or care about in this. Willow seems innocent. Mercedes seems like a bitch, basically, who don't have her shit together. It just seems like this is the worst investment of Tony Khan's money right here. And Shad Khan got to watch it firsthand tonight, which is a shame. He paid for this.
A millionaire. I think he's a billionaire, right?
He's
a billionaire. I don't think
a big billionaire too.
I don't think a billionaire should have that level of mustache. Like a Yosemite Sam. If I sprayed that orange and he went whatever he used to say.
Yeah. If he did spray painted orange, or if he has that mustache, or if he wears the clothes he wears, Manny, it's because he's a billionaire. And you want to know what the number one thing about being a billionaire? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Are you a billionaire? No. Are you a billionaire? No. And if you do tell me anything, I got $1 billion to wipe away my tears. I'm gonna buy a small country today. Just because.
So after that, abomination. After that abomination of a promo segment, we move into the casino gauntlet match, which was a good match. It was a good match, if you ask me. It was a good match. It just didn't make sense because when you tell me gauntlet, someone has to be eliminated before you get to the end. It's not the first person to pin, but yeah.
I was so confused confused. I didn't know if it was a battle royal or a gauntlet match. And so they go into commercial, and there's a point where Jay White throws Dante Martin over the top rope. And I go, I guess he's out. Because the way they shot it made it seem like he was out. And it felt like everybody thought he was out. And then they come back from commercial, Dante's back. It was like the first person to pin wins the match. So if Jay White were to put away Dante Martin in the opening minutes, you try to tell me Will Ospreay and all these other people, these 4 other guys or 5, I don't know what number they got to, 6, 7, wouldn't even got a chance. And they said there were 21 in the back. 21 people just going around, man, I hope this don't end. I hope Commander stays strong, because everybody knew when Commander came out, it was over. That's the target.
Yeah, so Ospreay hits the hidden blade on Commander, previously hesitating as he was about to hit the Tiger Driver 91, which he injured Danielson with. So he was very hesitant about that. He will challenge Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship or at Double or Nothing. Don Callis in the back tells him he needs to do the Tiger Driver 91 and basically kill Roderick Strong, break his neck. Yeah. And Carl Fletcher is told to shut up for trying to reason with him.
You know what? That was my favorite shut up in a long time. Shut up. What you going to tell me about winning after tonight? Because Carl Fletcher refused early in the match. We didn't bring it up with the Swerve thing. He called for play number 4, which was get the table. I didn't know that was the number 4 play. Oh, and put him through it, and Cal Fletcher refused.
That just makes me miss On with his little playbook. I mean, his play sheet.
So cute. He's covering his mouth.
Yeah. I hope WWE release him, and then he shows up with Cody one time in WWE.
No, he's right. He's out of AEW.
Yeah, he needs to show up in WWE just for like one match with that play card.
Just show up and whispering in Cody's ear. I want to see someone just throw up the 4. Every time I see a table, I'm throwing up the 4 from now on. They call it for the number 4. Let's break it down.
Like it's special.
Yeah, no.
Give me a 4.
Give me a 4.
And 2 twos.
2 yeah.
2 twos to chest.
and a cinnamon roll. Just make me so happy. Just to treat myself. Oh, but the gauntlet match made no sense to me. I was lost in it. It was fine, but I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. There was no countdown of when somebody else was coming out next. It was just like, what is going on?
And for the benefit of our audience, I am just going to make the call, which we never do. I am going to skip the Chris Jericho segment because it was utterly useless.
You don't care about the learning tree, Manny?
No, I don't give a damn about no tree. I would cut it down and make paper out of it.
I am going to say this then. This is what I learned from this segment real quick. 1, just Chris Jericho is desperate for attention.
Yes.
2, Ricky Starks is no longer with Big Bill? Question mark? So that means Ricky Starks is probably gone. I don't know when his contract's up, but I believe he's gone. Because there was no mentioning of him at all. And number 3.
Thank you.
Is Jericho mimicking CM Punk?
Pardon?
Is he? Do you think he's mocking CM Punk in any way? But talking about I want to work with the young guys and fighting them and doing
no,
shit?
Because Chris Jericho has been doing this, and then he's talking about nonsense about like, how all these people are so much better off that he's with them. I was just like, shut up, Jericho.
I know, it's so bad. I guess Hook's
like,
dead.
Your record is currently the only person I would say is kind of doing all right. That's been under his learning tree is Anna Jay. Anna Jay is probably the only one that I would say has not been ruined and is maybe a tiny bit higher than she was but before she joined them. Everyone else has fallen
into the toes of Jericho.
Because I skipped Jericho.
Oh, we still did it anyway. Well, anyway, I want to point out, Manny, of all the titles, again, I'd like to bring this up because I think this was my major issue with the show. All the titles that got more TV time than Swerve at this current moment. The international title had the whole gauntlet match. That went a good amount of time. The the not TNT, the TBS champion in that disastrous segment Willow. The tag team champions have been filtered in and out the show. And now we have the FTW champion that isn't even recognized with more mic time and TV time than Swerve. Or attention.
And then we get the New Japan title match, which is Mox versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Match was fine. Mox chokes out Hobbs. And then Takeshita carrying on the fucking the in thing now comes out in MC Hammer pants and looks on at Mox and
I start Arabian night. He looks like either Orlando or the Prince of Persia, and I couldn't know which.
He dyed Aladdin's pants.
Yes.
He dyed them black.
It's Prince Ali Baba. Just showing up out of nowhere. Oh. Hobbs looked like he got seriously hurt in this match. The match appeared to end earlier than it should. It looks like something happened with his knee where they just gave up at the end. Poor, feel bad for Hobbs. But by the way, Yuta Soji came out, a New Japan wrestler, and fought for the IWGP title, and was upset about Mox defending his title against Will Hobbs, and had justifiable remarks about how this man may not even have a visa to be able to get over here. How is he able to just defend these titles to random people? This is the most prestigious title in the sport, and he's just out there giving title matches away. And I 100% agree. I don't want this shit, Mox. They're real titles out there. Don't treat it like the international or TNT or whatever else title out there.
I need you to retract the statement, Marcus, because that title is not the most prestigious title. That is a disgusting belt. The title before that was a prestigious title. That is an abomination to wrestling.
I am not going to argue with you. You are 100% right. Jon Moxley looks like he should be ashamed of himself carrying that title and should bring back the old one. He doesn't look like a badass in there. He looks like that thing should have an LV or a Gucci logo on it.
Yeah, do you know what? Do you know who would look great carrying that belt? Logan Paul. Paul would look great carrying that belt because it's like, utterly atrocious, and it's like he made it himself.
Yeah, and he's like, look what I got. Woohoo! But
stick a Prime logo on it. That belt would look fire on Logan Paul.
Yeah. Again, Jon Moxley, main event in the show, should not be there. It should be Swerve. I don't know why he got more mic time and the height of his title more than Swerve. And I think Swerve, honestly, at this point, just hit the Brock Lesnar music, goddammit. Just hit the Brock Lesnar music for Swerve. That's all you need. It's over already. He's already the hardcore champion, or 24/7 champion, or I'm trying to the women's tag titles in WWE. May as well be the NWA champion at this point.
Who is the NWA champion at the moment?
It's EC3.
Oh yeah, that's why no one knows.
Immediately stop the laughter. Hey, that's not good.
It's like they went from bad to worse.
Well, I don't know.
Give me a credible NWA champion.
You know
that
what?
Is a prestigious belt.
Ever since Nick Aldis has left that title.
Yeah, they ruined the legacy of that belt.
Nick Aldis would be your last great NWA champion, huh, Manny? Is that what you're going to say?
No, the last great NWA champion was Jeff Jarrett. I have you know.
Not anybody else that won in that time frame. Jeff Jarrett.
No. Jeff Jarrett, the king of the mountain.
Moving on. I'm not going to let that stand, but I'm going to just let that sit there. Let you live with that one. Just let you live.
I don't care. I stand by my statement. I stand by my statement.
You're not even going with recent TNA Jeff Jarrett, are you? You're going with Attitude Era 1998 Jeff Jarrett.
No, I'm talking about NWA champion with the early days of TNA.
Oh, at least you're giving him that one. Okay, not the Tennessee Lee days when he's coming out with.
No, not the Tennessee Lee days. Although that was a highlight because Tennessee Lee was something. Tony Khan and Jack Perry. Tony stands there as Jack Perry speaks, and he's just nodding his head like a stupid bobblehead.
I would love to do a
Jack-
reenactment of this if you would like, Manny.
Okay, you just nod at me as I speak.
Yes.
Jack says all he wants is what's best for AEW. Jack asks, I could see your head moving, even though I'm looking over there. Jack asks him to shake his hand, reinstate him, and continue to change the world together. They hug it out, and Jack hits him with the microphone in the stomach, and then Tony falls like a little bitch. The Bucks and Okada run out, and we're like, what are you doing? And they pick him up, and it looks like they're going to give him the BTE trigger. Okada stops them. Instead, they give him the Meltzer driver and then murder him. And then Shad Khan comes out and makes his appearance with the biggest mustache I've ever seen in my life.
Manny, Shad Khan came out, but don't forget, 17 jobbers also came out. Who was like, "Oh, money!"
Shad Khan came out, and he was just talking, and he just looked at the camera like this with his gigantic mustache.
I thought when it hit the mustache was a hideous shirt he was wearing. I thought that shirt was hideous.
Marcus,
But anyway.
that's the type of shirt an NFL player gets when they receive their first NFL paycheck.
I thought that was the shirt when you catch the what's it called? In mini camps where you see the coaches are in their casuals. Like, this is horrible. So that was the big angle. Jack Perry takes out Tony Khan. Manny, what are your thoughts on this segment?
Do you know what this just proved to me? Who's the biggest face in AEW?
Woo! I'm gonna say at the current moment, possibly Will Ospreay.
Wrong. CM Punk is the biggest face in AEW. The protagonist of this segment is CM Punk. CM Punk is the protagonist of this segment, and he's made everyone else in this segment look great. And he's not in that company anymore.
You know what this reminded me of? When you say it like that, it reminds me of the Netflix Marvel shows. Like, who's the biggest star in this show? Oh, Daredevil? Oh yeah, we're not allowed to bring this shit up anymore. We don't bring up any of this anymore. They weren't real. Luke Cage, all that shit. That never happened. That's not a part of our canon. And then we bring them back again for these other shows. But anyway, I second that. I thought Tony Khan was hilarious in his taking up the jab to the stomach at any move and dying in the center of the ring. And I would like to say, I want to confirm, I'm saying it right now, the prophecy is complete, Manny.
It's complete. I'll give you that. It's complete.
It's complete. He is now an on-air character. He has put himself into the storyline. And now at Blood and Guts, it will be Team Tony Khan versus the New Elite with him in the match at Blood and Guts.
Well, they already announced
full control of AEW.
They announced Kenny Omega's coming back next week.
Yeah.
But from what it sounded like, I don't know if they're playing. They were throwing out fake stories out there, but from what I last heard was going through the news was that Kenny's diverticulitis is going to require surgery. I don't know why I just lost the ability to speak. It's going to require surgery. So I don't know if he can actually be physical in next week's segment. And
that's why you jump him in the back. Yeah,
or if what's going to happen is actually if he's going to actually be in a match or whatever, because it doesn't necessarily. I wouldn't bring him out there for no reason. And
I'm only bringing him out there. Well, it's Winnipeg. He go out there, the EVPs, who have fired Kenny already, allegedly.
Yeah.
Go out there and say, we thought we fired you, yada, yada. We'll let you free to go. And then next time you see Kenny, he's bludgeoned and beaten in the back and untouched, unfazed, because I think he still needs surgery. But it is a good way to bring him back in that. Surgery. And hopefully, this leads to, I think, full control takeover by the Young Bucks and Okada and Jack Perry of AEW. Although it's not going to make sense for Tony Khan to be at the draft in a neck brace if he can't run. He
needs to be at the draft tonight in a neck brace. He needs to.
He doesn't need to be at the draft. If he's playing dead, he's going to be dead. Why?
No, because he was at Collision with a neck brace, so that was taped before Dynamite, so he has to be there with a neck brace.
So he's not dead. I'm assuming he's dead, because if he's not dead, why haven't we got reports of the Young Bucks, Okada, Jack Perry have all been fired from AEW? That would be my response. He fired CM Punk for looking at him. And that's what the story's built around. He fired CM Punk for looking at him.
Marcus, we have to remember this is also wrestling, because if you think about it, Steve Austin should have been fired multiple times in the idea.
But he was bringing in too much money.
And he was arrested almost every other week.
I understand that, and I understand it's just wrestling. But now that you put the real world of kayfabe into the storyline of that backstage footage, I think you have to now abide by what that happened in that backstage footage of Jack Perry was suspended because of that, and then he comes back and attacked me. Why is he not fired, but CM Punk's fired?
So let's get this comment, and then I'll ask the next question. Good morning, evening. May Hulk Hogan's ex-wife show up with a black dude at his house?
That's a rough day to be the Hulkster, brother.
Vince McMahon would be there filming it. Oh,
yeah. Should I bring my toys, Hulk?
So Marcus, Kane asks, who would you have on Team TK then?
I'm assuming FTR's Team TK. Ospreay seems to be booked, so it's not if it's at Double or Nothing.
It can't be Ospreay. It can't be Ospreay because he seems involved in something else already, and he's also involved.
I want to complain about that too. Why the fuck he's fighting for that anyway? Because we didn't even talk about who won the gauntlet match. I don't think it was Ospreay. Oh, okay. I thought we brought up the gauntlet, but we never talked about the. Oh, he pinned Ospreay, yeah. But I'll go on a rant about that in a second. FTR. Wow, I guess I would if MJF is healthy, MJF. But I think he has other important business.
I think he's got other things to do, and I don't think he's Tony Khan kind of guy.
I want to say John Moxley and Danielson, but the Blackpool Combat Club are kind of evil.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense anywhere you put it, and it only makes me think maybe Kenny is healthy.
Could be playing us off for suck us. Unless Hangman Page is free out there, I guess you could get FTR, Hangman Page, and
but last we saw him, he was evil.
Shibata? I don't know. Eddie Kingston out there. Edge. Oh, well, okay. Eddie Kingston, Edge, and FTR.
Oh, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd probably get Edge. It'd probably be Edge.
He had the one speech. You know, he had one.
It's gonna be Edge. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I got my team. I don't really like my team, but that's the team. And you know, TK is on there too.
I didn't actually. Ishii. Someone has to pay the Someone has to get that money. So I didn't actually mind this episode of Dynamite, but it was unwatchable in parts with its audio issues, but they keep having it, so you can't really blame TBS at this point. You have to take that one on the chin and be like, we fucked up.
Yeah, it's still. I never have this issue with the NBA or NHL or anything else. It's always them. I'm not blaming TBS.
And it mostly happens when they're at Daily's place.
Could be a thing about their network deal. You know, like, oh, let's play it. Since we're not going back with Turner, let's talk shit. Who knows? Let's just fuck up. Next, my big complaint was Ospreay going to international title. Do you want that? Do you want that, baby?
It's not even no. But Marcus, you have to save some time for him to take that title away from Swerver. All in.
Well, if he wins the title, maybe he's not going after Swerve's title no more, because he is now the international champion, which technically counts as overseas or whatnot, which used to be the Atlantic title or whatever. So maybe that would be his belt. But I don't want to give him that mid-card title.
What's the difference between the international title and the continental title? They're the same thing. They are the same thing.
I know. Well, Manny, what you throwing there? What's the difference between the TNT title? And you know what? Fuck that. What's the difference between that and
That's a
the
network
IWGP
title.
title? Okay. What's the difference between the FTW title? None of these
That's
titles
not a real title.
are,
That's FT title.
they're
FTW
all
title does
on the
not mean
same
anything.
level. It's all on the same level. You know there's no meaning to none of these titles. They're all on the same level. I don't know the difference between Couch Fletcher's Ring of Honor TV title and the Continental title and the International title and the TNT title or the TBS title or the Women's Tag Team Trios title. Shit.
J.K. Smush, you need to get that thought out of your mind, because if the international title sounds more like a world title, that means one of your world champions is Roderick Strong, and that should never happen.
No. The world is not that boring for it to be Roderick Strong. Oh, I think they need to find a balance. There's just too many titles. I think at Wembley we're going to get Champ Ospreay.
Yeah, we need to merge titles, to be honest.
Oh, you're talking about a merger? I was just doing. I didn't know we were getting rid of them, but yeah, that sounds even better. That sounds even better.
We need to get rid of a few.
Yes,
unless they intend to split the rosters where it makes sense to have those multiple titles. Keep them. But if they don't intend to do it, then you need to get rid of them. The reason your roster is so big and people don't have things to do is because of you hoarding talent now. So you need to get rid of some titles to free up some space. Free up some cap room, Tony. Free up some cap room.
So, can I tell you what I'm also disappointed about? And again, I said, hey, Manny, I'm going to do a 40-minute show. I'm done. 41 minutes. I'm talking about, hey, you know what I think we should do? Or no, they should have did with this whole angle with Tony Khan and the Bucks. They should have waited for the logo change and the color change. They should have did all this shit now while Tony Khan was out. They should have just made him out. The Young Bucks are in charge, and the show's a completely different show. And they show it's good, captivating, but it's a different like look and feel. And Tony Khan's like, my show. And then it's like, all the colors and stuff. Also, let's never go to Daily Place again. I got a little bit of 2020 PTSD as I'm sick.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I felt like, this doesn't look good. This just reminds me of COVID.
Yeah, I didn't like that feel at all. I didn't like it. That was another strike on the show. I had 20 strikes on this show. It was not a good show. It's a thumbs down show with an angle that I'm intrigued about at the end.
Let's move into NXT. It opens with the GMs. Nick Aldis couldn't make the trip.
He couldn't be bothered with this shit.
Terrible human being. We get Tatum Paxley versus Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. Marcus, I was impressed with a Perfect Plex last week, and I gave that match 15,000 stars. I think.
I thought it was 20,000, but you could duck in 5 more thousand if you want.
Tatum Paxley did a 450 splash onto Valkyria, and not like the way Mustafa Ali does it, where the person is way closer to the landing spot.
Yeah,
she was actually quite far away. She got a good leap.
I was impressed by this. But was she attacked by your boy Meltzer? I like saying your boy, even though I know your boy. What did he attack with Trick? What did he attack with her and Trick? It was like,
he attacked her and Trick.
Yeah, now that she does a flip, maybe he'll be like, "Oh, that's 3 stars on his own right."
But do you know what she got? She got a good showing in this match, and like I think when she wrestled the most when I saw her was when she was teaming with Ivy Nile, when she was trying to be a part of that the Diamond Mine.
Yeah,
and then they just wouldn't let her in. Yeah, it was so long ago, but then she didn't really have much to her game, and then she's added some bits and. She looks quite credible to stay on the NXT roster for a bit and get some more seasoning.
I'm going to say this. Of all the women on the show today, I was like, Taylor Paxley might get took it in my number 1 draft pick as a woman right now. I think she has something to her. And it was basically because of this match.
Well, maybe. And then Roxanne steals the win by rolling up Tatum in a jackknife pin, retaining the women's title.
I'm shocked she won.
Yeah. Jada Parker in the back has had enough of the smush fest that was going on between Fallon Henley, Thea Hale, and Kalani Jordan.
Goddamn right, me too!
Calls Fallon the most popular loner that she's ever met. And they shove each other, leading to them being held back. JC says Thea Hale is ungrateful. She gave her a free road to success. She stood behind her, hoping she'd realize that JC always knows best, and she missed the part where Thea said, "Thank you for everything I had done for her." Instead, she just showed how she is an ungrateful little girl.
So they're gonna fight next week at Spring Break Part 2. And
Yeah.
I think the only part about all the segments that I thought was wrong, and it was nothing on TV, is that Jada Parker, when she came out eventually, came out with OTM. I think that might be the next segment. I'm not sure, but I may have jumped the gun.
No. It's not the next segment. But I feel like
Okay.
OTM could get fired because there's a new tag team, which are basically OTM.
Yeah.
Where they were in Timberland boots, and I think they're called Tyson and Tariq.
Yeah. And I was like, there they go. OTM, the real OTM is arrived.
The real OTM's here.
Oh, thank God. But yeah, Jada Parker needs to lead those other guys and just be like, here we go.
Yeah. And then the No Quarter Catch crew take on the D'Angelo family. The match was okay. Tony D wins with a spine buster on Dempsey for the win. They made a big deal of him pinning the Heritage Cup people.
Champion.
He could have pinned any of them.
Yeah,
he could have pinned any of them. They're all champions.
Except for Gulak, who's been, banged out. But it was a solid match. I didn't have anything. I don't have anything against it. But this could be the last of the D'Angelo family.
I hope not. I hope he wins the thing and stays in NXT where he belongs.
I hope he doesn't win that thing. I think we need to just be done with the Heritage thing. I think it's holding people back. I think it helped Noam Dar back and everything. I just
Brown's matches are terrible.
Let's just move away from it.
It's just a 2 out of 3 falls match, and it needs to be stopped.
It needs to be stopped. I'd rather get 2 out of 3 falls match.
No, I'd rather neither happen.
Well, I want you to be straight up for it with it. I think the corner, man, I've seen enough of it where I think we've done everything you can do with this.
I need you to play the role of Eric at this moment in time because we need a preview of what may happen on Saturday. So this is the first part, and then we'll get an overall rating. Baron Corbin is interviewed in the back about Bron Breakker when Lexus King comes out with a going away fruit basket because he heard leaving NXT. Corbin tells him he's probably heard people hoping he leaves NXT. Lexus King tells him he's probably looking to strap his wagon to a new up-and-coming second-generation superstar, and he accepts. Corbin talks to the camera, then says he's a tool bag, and there's no way that beard is real.
I feel like Corbin was being asked to be Chris Jericho at this point.
Yeah. At this point, have we got good Lexus King or bad Lexus King?
I am at good Lexus King right here. I thought the fake beard was on point. I actually liked the design this week. And I thought him giving Corbin a gift basket was watching Eric's sometimes favorite wrestler, Lexi King, and his former favorite wrestler, Baron Corbin, interact. Is hilarious to me. I thought it was the Eric. I thought we were in the Eric voice or the Eric Vortex, as Jericho's called it.
So Jada Parker takes on Fallon Henley, and I gave this strike for production reasons. You don't start a match. You don't get the ding ding in the middle of picture in picture. That's just ridiculous. You just don't do it. You've just told me this match isn't important at all.
Yeah, that this is just happening. Although logistically, it makes the most sense if you were to do this match. I'm talking about full kayfabe. The beginning of the match is more likely it's not going to end in the opening seconds than it is in the later half. But I agree with you. I agree. Enough of picture in picture. I hate it.
No one needs it. Who needs it? Who actually pays attention to the small screen and picture in picture?
Who's like, ooh, or who cares? Who wants this? Who's like, thank God it's in picture in picture. I don't want to miss this action. No, you turn the channel, you're walking away.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't watch it.
I don't watch it either. No one does.
The match was decent. Jada wins with a hip check. And then we get to the NXT Underground contract signing, which was ridiculous.
And yeah, I believe Ava overbooked the contract side. I mean, tearing down the ring ropes and everything, putting people on the outside, setting up all those chairs. Who was sitting in all those chairs?
It was only who actually sat in the chairs, because the moment Shayna came in the ring, no one was sitting on chairs.
Yeah, no one actually used them, I don't think. But the corner person for Natty is Petrovic. The corner person for I want to say Shayna, but I keep messing. Lola Vice is Shayna Baszler. And Shayna got knocked out.
Yeah, that kick was brutal.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, "Oh shit, she can really throw kick." But next week Underground match should be a classic.
Yeah. Sean Spears tells Ridge to give in to the Rage, but Ridge walks away.
Pause. Before we go into that, I thought you were going to show up multiple times this week on Raw and NXT when they go to the London highlights and they show Manny. I was like, "Oh, Manny's going to be on it. Manny's going to be. Here we go. Here we go."
So not only have I featured on all of Natty's socials, I have now featured on WWE.com's photo section of the UK tour, because that image is now on the. I am on the WWE.com website.
Yeah, you are the ambassador. You are now the ambassador, Manny.
Global takeover.
Yeah, this is it. You thought the 200-something subscribers special. You now are WWE's go-to London ambassador. When they talk about how the people feel, you have lived up to the Lord Hayes name and being an Englishman who is getting away with being in the industry.
And if you look closely at my eyes, you would assume I'm drunk. I haven't had a lick of alcohol for about 4 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. The red skin. Oh, what? The red skin. The eyes and the happiness. I'm saying you're drunk, Manny. I don't care.
No, that's a pink light. Look at the back behind me. There's a pink light.
I don't care. You're drunk. You're drunk. If I were to take that into court and we would ask a juror of 12 angry men and women to judge if this man drunk or sober, it's gonna assume you're drunk.
You can't just assume I'm drunk.
Cops do it all the time. I'm not drunk. I'm clearly not drunk. When you're on something, no one's that happy. With Natty of all people, I understand if it was Gigi or Nikita or I'm trying to think of all the other women, Alexa Bliss or who else do we champion on this show?
Marcus, ever since I said Shane Taylor is the same body shape as Nikita Lyons, I don't like her as much.
Every time you look at her, you see Shane Taylor.
Yeah, productions.
You look at her and go, that's a Shane Taylor production, right?
By the way she speaks, she belongs in the Shane Taylor production.
Well, okay, so her Instagram yesterday. So I'm just clicking through it, and I go through it. I guess she's advertising her show on YouTube. I haven't yet to check any of that out, but I click it,
bad, Marcus.
And then she's rapping some song, and she's using the N-word. And I'm going, did anybody want to saw this?
She actually used the N-word.
She doesn't say it, but she's whispering on the lyrics of a song, and so she's like something nigga, and I go, wait a minute. She doesn't say it. But I think lip syncing it is just as bad.
But she thinks so.
She she ain't censoring it out. There was a movie on Netflix. I think it's Old Dad. It's a Bill Burr movie, and they asked the guy about that. Like, so what do you say when the N-word lyrics come on? And the guy go, and they do it, and they're like rapping it and something. And he just pauses for a moment. It's like, you don't do that shit. And then later they show a video of him in his home. Fucking bot.
Then we move into the final testament where Karrion Kross tells everyone we're taking everyone back to the good old days. They're coming for all the titles, and then Paul Ellering says they are bringing destruction to all of NXT.
Yeah, good luck getting those NWA titles, because that's where I think they're gonna be in the next month or so. Out of the game.
And then Blair Davenport has a match with Sol Ruka, and this was one of the most one-sided matches ever. Anytime Blair did anything, Sol Ruka had a counter for it.
Yeah, this is the best defense I've ever seen in a wrestling match. So, she like hit her on the outside. Now I'm saying she does a split and a turnaround kick. It's so many counters. I would like to give this match a strike for being the silliest match I think I will see all week, because I have never seen a beach brawl match where it looks like absolutely none of the weapons actually hurt. Nothing. I think at one point she was slammed in a balloon tub with balls in the air.
This was also built to be a blood feud. If you go by the way she went up to Ava at the end of it, to an NXT last week, that she wanted this match.
Yeah.
And then she's throwing balls at her. She's got her locked in a rubber dinghy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The whole thing was absolutely ridiculous. Even the final spot through the table was the only real look like, oh, that man hurt. But everything else looked like they were playing with in any Chuck E. Cheese ball pit or whatever and doing moves. Nothing was accomplished in this. And by the way, Sol Ruka got a strike. It's going to be her first and only strike ever, I hope. Where I do not approve of her walking into the arena with a surfboard. I mean, it was giant. Where was you going to put that? And I've saw it in locker rooms. It was going to take too much space. And this is why fights happen.
Hold on. So you can't give a strike for something that might happen. you can't give a strike for what you bring in the arena.
It looked like it would have been in the way of everybody's stuff, and you know it. It would have been a hassle to carry around. That surfboard was ginormous. And she didn't have to bring it. They had like 20 other cheap-ass boards at the ringside anyway.
But this one said Sol Ruka on it. I mean, it's like when people put decals on their cars. It makes it gives it additional 5 brake horsepower, Marcus. Did you not know that?
Thank you for breaking that down for me. But yeah, this match was ridiculous.
Well, we move into Baron Corbin versus Lexis King. Lexis King takes advantage of Corbin nearly wiping out the referee and kicks him in the balls and does whatever his finisher is and then wins the match. So I think if we put our Eric hats on, we're leaning to good Lexis King this week.
I got good Lexis King this week. I thought he was really good. I thought his character was on tone of who he was, and I thought the match was just as good. I don't know what it was about him today, but I saw Lexis King, the star, this week.
The star?
The star.
How dare you? The star.
I saw a little charisma out of Lexis King this week. And you know what? Back to the Jack Perry segment. Saw a little bit of that too in him. I was like, you know what? Jack handled himself well in this one. It's not the juggle bar.
Because CM Punk has made him a star.
CM Punk has ruined his life. CM Punk
he may have ruined his life. He may have ruined his life, but he's made him into a star.
Yeah. Took 8 months of my life away. Might be the best thing that ever happened to Jack Perry.
Yeah. Trick Williams versus Ilya Dragunov. Johnny Gargano in the back gives Trick a pep talk before the match. This was a really good match. Dragunov hits 2 H-bombs, but it's not enough to keep Trick down. And then Trick hits the knee for the win, and it's your new NXT champion.
Yeah. I like throughout the night that they were filtering people's response and the actions to the main event and what was going to happen. They even got your boy, Mr. Funko Pop, to even chime in. Trick's not a killer. I'm a killer. I hate Ilya and all that. His whole backstory. And the Creeds being involved. People taking seats in the front row. I thought it was a nice touch. Even having Priest, who my favorite part of this was Priest going, so what you doing tonight? Was that random clip? If I put the witness for sexual assault, she looked terrified.
That's a married woman.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he doesn't care about the sanctity of marriage.
No.
We're thinking about you, Miro.
Yes. I'm not even thinking about Miro, Manny. This is that serious. I'm thinking about Rusev. I'm thinking about
Come home, Rusev. Come home, Rusev.
Although CJ Perry posted something about, I think it was Ilya's workout, and I was like, you know what? If she goes back to being a Russian and managing Ilya, I will start laughing, but I will appreciate it. Ilya has nothing now that he lost the title to Trick Williams, as
He
he
still
stated
has that
before the
shoebox,
match.
man. He still has that shoebox.
I don't have my
I'm
family. This
hoping
is
he
my
get.
family.
I hope he gets that main roster money in the draft. I hope he comes. I hope he gets first round money, Marcus. I hope Kevin Costa doesn't fuck this draft up for him.
Who was at Ilya's birthday party, Manny? Who was there? They don't like him. I don't think I can take him.
Gunther.
Although, if you were to replace Ilya with instead of Vinci with Ilya, would you do that? And then it eventually leads to feud with Gunther. But
yeah, the plan. Apparently, the plan, according to Cultaholic, is to keep Gunther and Ludwig together in the first place. So, it still begs the question what they plan to do with Vinci. But I think in terms of Dragunov, I think you keep him away from Gunther for a bit, because initially, like, Marks will be like, we need to have this match again on the main roster. I think you need to keep them away from each other.
Yeah, I build it to a big show at Mania, Berlin, or Castle, or something like that, where it would actually be more, which would be good. But he's lost, and I'm assuming he's going to get drafted. And Mello and all these people. But who's your number one draft pick from NXT? If you were picking for either Raw or SmackDown.
I think you go. It's either. I think I'd go Mello. You get a bit more diversity with Mello.
That's true.
But I think a smart choice would be go Dragunov, because you could probably do something with him.
Yep. I would have went Dragunov as my first choice. The one thing about Mello is that in his reign, not much was memorable in any of his title reigns. It's just more like he was good. He never exceeded. He never really got the great where you're like, oh, it's must watch.
I read something. I was scrolling through Instagram this morning, or at some point this afternoon when I was at the hospital, and there was a story on the Cultaholic Instagram where they said Tommy Dreamer was very critical of calling up Bron Breakker the time they did. And I kind of agree when you look at it. They had nothing for him. Him and essentially Tiffany Stratton got wasted in the build-up to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
More Tiffany Stratton, because she had nothing to do at WrestleMania. At least Bron Breakker still had stand and deliver. I think it would have been more of a bigger splash to draft Bron Breakker now. And rather than have him be in the mix already and not really doing anything. Like, they've stalled him because they haven't got anything for him to do.
Yeah, he's around existing. It didn't make sense for him, Jade, or Stratton to all be signed or whatever to these shows only to get drafted later. Yeah. So it didn't make any sense. I agree.
So I told you it is draft night today.
Oh, what was you said in the pre-show there was something that was unforgivable, and I think I said I could guess what it is, but I don't know if I did. What was your ultimate strike?
It was the starting the match in picture in picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because, like, if you think about it, you're now telling me what I'm about to watch isn't as important because you're going to commercial break. Whereas at least if you start the match, go maybe 2 minutes, then go to commercial break, you still make me want to watch that. But like you've gone through that, and it's like I'm starting something that I haven't seen the beginning of, because I'm not going to pay attention. I don't pay attention to picture-in-picture breaks. If I was to watch it in the UK, I wouldn't get that picture-in-picture break in the first place. So what I would have seen was Jada Parker's entrance, and then the match, midway through the match. So it doesn't make sense to me to have to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because then we also go, because what happened? Do you remember when Naomi had that match on SmackDown, and she was already in the ring against Tiffany Stratton, and she was already in the ring, and then people made a big fuss about it. It's like, how can you do this to Naomi? You've given her the jobber entrance. What's worse is giving the jobber entrance in the middle of in a picture-in-picture break. But that means you definitely don't mean anything.
Yeah, we care more about this snuggle toilet paper here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So the NFL draft is happening tonight, Marcus.
yes, it is.
The Jets are picking 10th, which means they're pretty bad. But
Y'all need to drop a quarterback.
I told you we had a sign. I had a sign from God earlier this week or today. I wasn't wearing this hat earlier. I was wearing the Green Jets hat earlier.
Oh no! You turned on him.
No, a gigantic gust of wind blew that hat off, and it blew it into the road, Marcus.
What the fuck kind of American Beauty shit is this?
And then a bus didn't, like, the tires didn't go over it, but it might as well have. The way the bus just went over it.
And it survived. The hat survived.
It survived. It's over there. But, Marcus, it's a sign that me and the Jets should be over.
Oh no! What? Don't do them like the Knicks. Even though the Knicks have had an amazing amount of success since you left them.
No, I didn't leave the Knicks. I just shunned them so they can do what they need to do, Marcus. I observe from the shadows. I check the score. I just don't praise them. I don't do anything because they need to. They do what they need to do, and I'll watch from afar.
Man, you're the main actor character at a funeral, just hanging back in his jacket, just letting the wind blow, and you're just like, I'm gonna miss him, and everybody look up, and is like, who the fuck is that? It's Batman.
That's people in witness protection.
It doesn't matter. It's in every action movie. At some point, everybody stands at a funeral from like 90 feet away, going like, "Damn, wish I could have been there, but I'm not wanted there." But okay. So what's the good sign? Is the Jets going to survive the draft, or is that the sign, or is it disaster?
The sign from God is get away from the Jets.
Oh,
that was the sign. It was like hat went off under a bus. It was a clear sign that could have been you.
Don't get ran over like the Jets. Don't let Joe Namath decide the rest of your life.
Supporting the Jets is a scam. I've been scammed for several years. Like 20 years I've been scammed.
It's been more than that.
The longest running scam going on.
It's been longer than that, man. The Jets have been scamming people. You just got into it 20 years too late.
The biggest scam going.
Eric had a Jets jersey in '84.
What's the deal with that? I feel like that was just a plant.
It was just random. It was random. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in any family history why he had a Jets shirt on, other than, ooh, this would look good on him. Parents. Ooh, I like football. Here you go.
And then he grew up a Steelers fan.
Yeah. Out of spite. Raising spite. But interesting week. I'm curious what we do with this Tony Khan thing. I mean, he should just fire the Young Bucks and Jack Perry to end the story. But I guess he has to get revenge. Yeah, but I have to get revenge.
And then I feel like he should banish them to New Japan. All of them.
And maybe this comes back at you a forbidden door. Or the prohibited room, or whatever R-Truth called it. You see that tweet?
No.
So R-Truth congratulated Swerve on winning his championship by saying, "Congratulations at True Coffee Kingston for winning the WCW championship at Prohibited Room." Oh no, I think it's Prohibited Walkway or something like that.
So in another dimension, he's Kofi Kingston.
Yes, he's Kofi. But it was a fun tweet. Yeah, a lot has happened this week. I don't have
a
any
lot
energy to cover it.
So that is the show. It is how many? It is half an hour extra that Marcus refused to do.
Well, I told you at the 100-hour and 20.
He said 40-minute show. That's all you got got in me. In all fact, he powered up.
I did. You know what powers me up? You know the three things that powers me up. And Manny, I'm giving this show a strike. By the way, I was gonna do this at the end. I'm giving our show a strike. I don't know if we have any X's and graphics, but here we go. Strikes for the show. And do you want to know why? Manny? You want to know what happened? You want to know why?
Why?
You didn't make one Harry Potter joke for Shad Khan walking out there going, "That's my son! That's my boy!"
Because he didn't really do it, Marcus. He kind of just walked on.
Yeah, but you know what he was feeling. You know what he was feeling. He came for the stands. You know he felt the same way.
I know he did, but I don't think he did, Marcus. I think he walked up there like, "My son's a disappointment." I know. I've been around other Asians in that where he looks where it's like he's not a doctor. I'm disappointed in him. Oh.
Why did you mess with these people? I told you not to trust an all-white EVP staff. You're gonna have one person having your back here.
And after he watched the audio issues, the women's promo segment, I think he's like, "My son has made a bad investment. I don't think he gets that's my son. This is my boy. I don't think he deserves it. I don't think he deserves it because I feel like Shad thinks Tony is a disappointment."
Yeah, I think Shad, who probably doesn't watch wrestling, thought his son was raped in 69 position. As he's doing the tombstone. Was like, and Jesus.
Shad was like, "This is where my money's going. This is where my money's going.
This is what
I'm taking away his inheritance."
Yeah, this whole show was terrible. Mercedes is terrible. And then I gotta watch you do 69 with your friends in front of me. I'm out of here. You're a disappointment. You're more disappointed than the fabric on this shirt.
See, I talked that strike out. There is no strike for this show.
No, it's Shad
is not. Shad is disappointed with his son Tony Khan.
I hope Shad's the one that comes out next week. I am firing everybody. I hope it can only go downhill. Like, I know I said again, I'm prolonging the show even more, but somehow I found life. Manny, every time the Booker, except for once, the Booker has involved himself in a storyline, it seems like that wrestling company just falls apart immediately. Whether it's Dixie Carter, whether it's Eric Bischoff, Hogan and Bischoff again in TNA and WCW.
I feel like Jeff Jarrett got away with it.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett. TNA was multiple abusers in this. TNA, WCW, just whenever the head booker gets in charge, and I'm sure there's other times, it always seems like it's a downhill. The only time it's ever worked was Vince, and Redacted, but he was amazing at it. He was too good at it. Tony Khan ain't gonna be no Vince McMahon. He's not.
No.
Right now, AEW has
Tony Khan ain't gonna be a good Dixie.
No. Dixie has more charisma than him. Right now, AEW has multiple strikes to where it led to the downfall of the top number 2 companies. Number 1, working with New Japan. I feel like that's the death knell at any given time. Someone's working with New Japan and then they die. It happened to Ring of Honor. It happened to TNA. They start working with All Japan. It happens everywhere. Number 2, the booker gets booked into matches. And this could lead to a Tony Khan heel turn, which I really hope it doesn't, because he was getting cheered as he was being attacked. 2, Jeff Jarrett is on the promotion. If Jeff Jarrett's around your company, it's bad things happening. The WWF has only lost top position in wrestling when Jeff Jarrett was on their roster on a consistent basis. I'm just saying, they're hitting all these red flags. All of them. Next thing you know, David Arquette's going to be the world champion.
Hey, David Arquette, if he became world champion this time, I mean, at least he paid his dues.
He paid his dues. I don't think it works anytime, Eddie. Not anytime.
It does.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to bring up Vince Russo on multiple occurrences on TNA and WCW as well.
Yeah, but he's on the top 5 list of podcasts you should never listen to.
Who's your number one? My number one's Ryback.
I didn't think he was even in question.
Oh yeah, he's game.
Nah,
it's
Russo, because Russo still still lives in the delusion that he was the best booker ever.
Yeah, he's.
Whereas Ryback believes he's the best wrestler ever.
Yeah, it goes Ryback, Russo. That's what we should be. We should do our own draft of wrestling podcasters. I guess we got Jimmy Corderas and Brian Hebner in there too. But so many. But Ryback,
anything Conrad, Conrad's in.
Conrad Thompson, Disco Inferno, Jim Cornette.
Oh no, Marcus. Disco's above Conrad.
Don't do that to Conrad.
No, in terms of like top 5, I think Disco is above Conrad because at least Conrad tries to do a job of an interview trying to get a scoop. Whereas Disco just chats shit for the sake of chatting shit.
Yeah. Disco's in our category of like, wait, he's talking? Anybody can have a podcast.
And then number 5.
Brian Hebner should be up there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't know that existed till he chatted shit about...
Me neither. That's why I'm at it. That's why
I can't... Maybe Jim Cornette.
Yeah, he's in there too. But you know what? He's a funny person. He's the funniest of all of them.
Surprisingly, though.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Dutch Mantel, the amount of time that I accidentally watched something of his. Surprisingly, I'm like, maybe I'm getting old. I'm starting to agree. I'm like, I can see it.
That's a Dutch. Maybe Kevin Nash. I'll put Kevin Nash in there. So many.
No,
Dax never made it.
Dax gave up.
Yeah, Dax gave up. It was only so much to hear about him loving his family and loving pro wrestling that people can take.
What Marcus says, the other thing, he loves 2 things, but he doesn't love podcasting because he only loves pro wrestling and his family.
Yes. If Dax was a Care Bear, he would have a ring on his stomach and a picture of his family. What is this one? This is a weird. I want to bitch about shit. Come on.
Can't make a mustache.
Yeah, this I think I can have a 5C. Care Bear with a knee brace is crazy. That's my new favorite Care Bear. Dax is forever known as the Care Bear and Dax Harwood. With the ring, the fucking mustache, and a knee brace. Oh shit, I'm done. You win. Just shoot that at me. If I'm being too negative, shoot the Dax Care Bear at me.
I think we end it here.
Yeah, I'm done. Anything else I wanted to add readily and completely went blank. So I'm thinking about the spin-off series of Dax.
Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't. I'm sure we'll have more Care Bear. What wrestlers are Care Bears?
Yes.
Down the line.
And they're gonna come back and save Tony Khan. Please donate to the show on thesharpshooters.com. There's a nice orange donate button that's easily found. As the only reason to go to that website is for that donate button, because I don't think anything's been posted there since 19 or 2007.
No,
So,
Eric posts the YouTube links to the show on that site
oh,
because I've seen it, but I've like, but you could just go to our YouTube channel for that.
but anyway, donate to the show. Merchandise coming soon.
We've been saying that for months.
Yeah,
We've
maybe
been
I'll
saying
find
that
a
for
store
months,
tonight.
and we definitely owe Jimmy the shirt.
I don't know if I'm giving Jimmy that shirt. I give him the snowman shirt.
No, Marcus, we're in debt to Jimmy, and we owe him the shirt.
I don't want to send nobody that shirt because it's going to lead to more questions.
You designed this, so you have to give it to him.
I was a young man then, Manny. I'm older and wiser now.
We ain't wiser. We just created a Care Bear with a knee brace. Wiser. You have some nerve to say we are older and wiser.
And if you ever feel negative about wrestling, please let the Care Bear and Dax hit you with that Care Bear stare, and then you're gonna be all positive in the comments. I think everything in AEW is great. I think everything in AEW is good. I think Cody killed racism. Vince McMahon.
I love the memes this week of we've got all new black WWE champions, black champions, and then Cody Jerome Rhodes or something, Raheem or whatever name they use.
Yeah, they would just throw up anywhere. I love that they put them in pictures with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I loved it. There's a meme they have. Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful. It's a good time to be a black wrestling fan.
If you haven't, go watch the video I put out because Marcus didn't put out an episode of ETE. I thought we should throw something out on Wednesday. The live experience of WWE Live. The only difference is that differs from a live event is that you don't get the chair, which I kind of would have wanted to keep a chair.
Okay, Manny, I have a question. You were at this live experience. Very good video. I want, publicly or whatever. It's very good, entertaining. Everybody should check it out. But in the video, did you shoot your shot at any of these women or people you took pictures with? And who would have been the first person you shot your shot at if you were to?
What at that? I only had 2 pictures of the women. It would be Piper and Natty.
You could have shot your shot at Cody, Manny. You don't know. It's still his money and dog.
No.
Okay. It was a random question. I was more going to leave it as a tease. Did you tune into the video to find out who Manny should have shot at? Was it Piper or Natty?
Well, Levi seems to think I should have shot my shot at Piper.
Either way. I thought Maurice said that too.
No, Maurice was asked. Maurice said she was a cutie, is what Maurice said. Oh.
He like him thick though. That's his type.
And that's our Lucha Dogs type.
Yeah. In that decision, I might go Piper as well.
Well, Natty.
I feel like Natty I see enough Total Divas to be like, I don't think I wanted to do it, Natty.
Now, Natty with the thirst traps would not be cool. I'd be like, yeah. Save something for me.
What about me? You're mine. You're my lunch lady. Anyway, let's end the show. I said the 21st minute. I was joking in a meeting that we would get this far.
Yeah, so we'll be back on Saturday with Eric. So like the video, subscribe, donate to the show if you haven't. Help us pay for StreamYard and now the Opus clips that we now use.
Yes.
Even though yesterday's video bombed.
Yeah, I didn't know there was going to be a video. I was so sick. I was like, it's me dying in 1 minute. That's what was going on there.
Yeah, so we'll be back. We probably won't put this one out because this video is too long and it will use up all our minutes.
Yeah.
So we out. Peace.
Care Bear stare. Care Bear stare for Tony Khan's life. What is going on in footage? Yeah, he could go. You should sign Matt Hardy.
All right. We'll be back. See you later.